Hey friends, it's me, Christiana Gaudet, your Tarot Fairy Godmother. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the Tarot Topics Weekly Newsletter Recap. Tarot Topics comes into your inbox every Wednesday. What? It doesn't? Well, if it doesn't, there's a link right in the description. You can go right there. You can subscribe. You can read this week's issue. You can read the issues from the past. We do a different topic each week. That's why it's called Tarot Topics. Then we come on here Thursday and talk about it. So this week's topic was inspired just by a random musical brainworm. It was a Doors tune, Take It As It Comes. And I'm sort of doing my breakfast dishes and thinking about it, songs in my head for no reason that I can think of. It's like this great internal musical iPod divination technique, right? Just whatever song pops into your head, that's a thing, right? But it got me thinking about divination, and at what point, I am a predictive reader, not every reader is, but at what point, is it best to be predictive? At what point is it best to be contemplative? All the different ways we can divine and why that's important. That's what the newsletter is about. And so today we're going to do whatever. Questions about the future, questions not about the future. I was not able to get on this past weekend for the Saturday Psychic Sampler. So, I'm sort of whatever, ask whatever, because that was kind of what the newsletter was about, is whatever, ask whatever. I want to start, of course, by saying a huge, huge thank you to Justine. Justine, thank you for being a member, a moderator, a full-time StarCon volunteer, like a year-round StarCon volunteer, seriously. And thank you for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. So, whatever you want to know, I'm here. I'm working with Spiral Tarot today. It's a great workhorse deck for me. Smile Soul 20, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Justine, I really enjoyed the newsletter. It's always fun when you throw some storytelling in there about the budding diviner, aka baby tarot fairy godmother. Truly fascinating to hear how our tarot fairy godmother came to be. Thank you. And again, thank you for that super sticker. Really appreciate it. The first question will be Trey. So nice to see you, Trey Cameron. Glad you're here. I do want to remind everyone, we have a class tonight. How tarot cards work together. Man, how do you get those great and specific nuanced readings when reading a group of cards, either in a spread or just in a free-form group of cards? I will share some of my secrets with you this evening. 7 p.m. is the live stream. The link is already up, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Please join us if you can. If not, make sure you catch the replay. I think it's going to be great. All right, Trey Cameron, so nice to see you. Any predictions on finishing this project, maybe by September? It may take a little longer than that, and don't worry if it does. It's okay. Maybe it's a little longer. Maybe it's October. Maybe it's November. Maybe it's August. Maybe it's sooner. I would say you're in the ballpark when you say September. But Trey, this is a good project. This is a really good project. Do not lose momentum on it. And if you need a little extra time to make it perfect, by all means, take the time. Nalini Kalu, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Interesting topic. Thank you. I woke up feeling grateful and in the moment with appreciation. Hallelujah. That's fabulous. What should I expect coming to me in the near future? Specific if possible. I'll do my best. And thank you so much for using members only emojis. Really appreciate that. So, honestly, new friendships, new relationships, new business opportunities, new financial opportunities. So basically, good new things with money and people. Melissa Grosso, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members only emojis. I am masterful at creating contingency plans. How can I be more in the present and be open to allow the unexpected fun things to come into my life? Now, that said, I think contingency plans are good, and you and I are birthday adjacent. So I think there is a Scorpio thing in there that just really wants to be, that's part of that fixed sign nature where we really want to be sure. So I don't think it's a problem to have contingency plans. But I think you're right that sometimes worrying about, plan B, C, D, E, and F, if those things aren't enough, right? So how can you be more present, more spontaneous, more open to unexpected fun things? Honestly, by knowing that you have a plan for every contingency. You have wisely prepared for any contingency, so bring it on. Really, I think it's about leaning into the fact that you have a plan for every season, so let the weather come. Seriously. All right, Justine. I've been really contemplating about how to have the talk with Jay when I see him next. I've always struggled with asserting myself confidently when setting boundaries with others. I'm also realizing that I'm honestly terrified of pushing him away because this is one of the few relationships present in my life where I actually feel like I'm seen and I enjoy and I look forward to his company. What do I need to know about this discussion? Will an opportunity present itself to bring this up to him soon? How will it go? How will he react? What's my best approach? The question is a conversation really necessary? In a way it is. In a way I feel like it isn't, because actions already speak louder than words. And I feel like the conversation really is some form of, what are your intentions, young man? Or at least some form, and this one makes sense, of, so are we sleeping with other people? And if we are, we should use condoms. I mean, it could be that simple. I feel like, the advice on this is to make it as simple and practical as possible. The more you lean into sort of emotional commitment kind of stuff, the more you are going to scare him away. And you don't want to scare him away. You don't. Because even if this is not a super committed thing, I think you're enjoying it. But I think it's causing you anxiety because you have, I think, an anxious attachment style. Which is something you need to work on above and beyond this relationship. So I would say it's got to be very, very practical. And just so we both know that we're on the same page. And I would say do not reveal a lot about what your feelings are one way or the other. Make this be just very informational. So he is wondering if so are you asking him because you want to sleep with someone else? Or are you asking him because you're worried that he's sleeping with someone else? No, we're just trying to get the record straight. Make it be like that. And then if the conversation naturally develops to, and we have these feelings, and then if it develops to, we have these feelings. Well, if we have these feelings, then I would also appreciate that maybe you call me more than once every 2 weeks. Then you could lean into it on that level. But I don't necessarily know that he's ready for that because he's got his own kind of damage. And it's important to know that, but I think he really does care about you. So I would say keep it really, really practical and recognize that you are struggling with your own attachment style, your own anxious attachment style, and we don't really want to make him responsible for that. So that's something you kind of want to work on your own. Does that make sense? Is that helpful? And I want to say a huge, big thank you to Katie Kondo for not only for being a member at the Sun's level, we so appreciate that, but also for a very generous super chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate that. Next question is Adrija Roy. What can you predict for my upcoming love and work life? Certainly, great question. Here we go. For love, I think you'll talk to a bunch of people, a whole bunch of people from all over the place. And you're going to have to weed through them to find a good one, but there's going to be a bunch of candidates, I can tell you that. As far as work is concerned, Adrija, I think you're going to be bored and not super happy. And that will cause you to look for another job, either within like a different team in your same company or in a different company, and eventually that'll happen. So there is going to be good change in both of those aspects of your life, but that good change may not happen immediately with either of them. Febborn, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Powerful newsletter. Thank you. So powerful that it ricocheted into my sphere. That is, in conversation yesterday with a cousin, she used take it as it comes. I didn't utter a word. Thank you for that. That's cool. Justine, was that helpful? Oh, there you go. That was good advice and so helpful. And yes, to the anxious attachment style. That's a great point. I shouldn't make him responsible for my own issues, right? Right? I mean, you know, we all have them. We all have those kinds of issues in relationships, right? I mean, we do. But we have to kind of recognize them as our stuff and work with it ourselves, right? Hey, Quincalharius, Renata, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Love that there was a Brazilian artist featured on the newsletter. Yes, of course. Of course, of course. All right. As far as the discussion about predictions, I feel like the future holds too many variables or free will and others. Our free will and others. So I prefer to use tarot to understand the present and the past. I hear you. I hear you. All right. Next question that I see. Karen Winkle, thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you so much. I'm reading tea leaves at work. And okay, so in this group, we have to be clear that you're using that as a metaphor. You're not actually literally reading the tea leaves at work, because you could be in this group, but I understand. Financial tough times. Contractors will be the first to go. Am I in imminent danger? Are you in imminent danger of a layoff at your job? As a contractor, which isn't even a layoff, it's just a end of contract, see you later, goodbye. Don't let the door hit you in the butt on the way out. Let's see, are you in danger? And that, of course, is the metaphoric door because you're working virtually. All right. Don't hurt your finger clicking when you leave, right? I mean, what's the online version of that, right? All right, here we go, Karen. What do we see? Honestly, I think they really like you. I think they'd be more likely to get rid of other people and offer you a job, quite frankly. So I recognize anything can happen with a contractor. You don't have that much security, but I'm really not that worried. And even if something were to happen, I think you'd get another job really quickly. So I'm really just not that worried. Justine, the song popping into your head thing. This happens to me all the time, man. I think sometimes my dad puts tune in my head to give me a message. 100% yes. I 100% believe that this is true. Let me say it again. 100%. 100%. All right, George, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What can you predict for me and Sherry in the future? Is there a chance he'll reconcile with me? I don't think, there's a chance for anything. There's a chance that the sun will turn to ice tomorrow. Not a big chance, but a chance. And he is the kind of person who likes a challenge. So as soon as it gets to the point that he thinks it might be challenging to reconcile with you, he might, maybe, but I wouldn't wait for it, and I don't really think so. Karen Hendershot, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Any thoughts on relationships for me in the near future? And how's that puppy? I have pictures of Karen's new puppy, and I have permission from Karen to post them in the community tab. So I will. All right, Karen, relationships other than the puppy for the near future. You are going to have a relationship. We've seen these two cards together before just a minute ago with a different meaning. There is a relationship coming, but I'll tell you what, you are really looking at being very, very careful with who you choose. You know, like you don't want someone who's going to make you feel worse than you can make yourself feel. Do you know what I mean? Like it's got to make your own life better. Did you see? I just shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and those same two cards. I think there's a really good one coming who's going to see you and treat you with respect. Jackie Masters, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. Glad you like the newsletter. All right, Katie, your question is next. Again, thank you for the very generous super chat. And thank you for being a member. Really appreciate you. How can I bring in earthly stability? And the answer is you cannot let the cultural anxiety or the family anxiety about that get to you. You can't let it get to you. And you have to, like your magic has to be the most powerful of all because you've got to manifest every single thing from the beginning. But you can. You can. Gina Rutledge, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We really appreciate you. Thanks for being a member at the Sun's level. All right. Quinn Kilharius, Renata, here's your question. What should I know about the talk I need to have with MA? I don't know if I should approach it more peacefully or convey my anger more explicitly. Okay, so that, either I'm really clumsy or we should take that as a sign I just dropped half the deck. Excuse me while I pick it up and try really hard not to roll over a card in my office chair. 1 second. And there's only, I dropped, as I said, more than half the deck. Only one card is face up, so that card becomes part of your reading, Renata. 1 second. Oh, I lied. 2 cards were face up. The Magician and the Princess of Swords. So, here's what we get. Here's what we got. Here's what we got. I think that you can do both. You need to speak in such a way that you can be heard. And when we speak with anger, with an angry tone, with a raised voice, we are not heard. But I do think that you need to speak with clarity as to the level of your upset. So you have to convey it. You have to, like as writers, if you're a fiction writer, you're told to show, don't tell. For this, I'm going to say the opposite. You have to tell, don't show. You have to explain how angry you are. Do it with clarity, but not with raised tones. Yeah, I think that's the way to do it. Does that make sense? All right. Claire, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Really appreciate you. I'm going back to Costa Rica for fun this time. Yay. What do I need to know about this adventure? You need to know that your tarot fairy godmother is super jealous, only in the best way. In the best way. Okay, so what do I need to know about your fun adventure to Costa Rica? You're going to spend some money. You could do a zip line or a tightrope or something, or like a slack line. You could enjoy nature. You can be quiet and not talk to anybody. You can explore some really exciting things. You have to be careful and go slow so you don't hurt yourself. You could meet a really exciting guy. You could learn a lot of fun new things. Be careful of wildlife. How about that? There was your adventure through Costa Rica. That sounds like fun, right? I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be good. Smile Soul 20, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you, and this is super exciting. I've been on a lot of dating apps. Plenty of likes. Will I have any potential special ones? I think so, yes. 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 I mean, you have to give some people the benefit of the doubt. It's a whole process, and it's a scary process. But this is the process. This is the process that will get you what you want, I promise you. Just keep going. Don't give up. Gina Rutledge, so great to see you. Thanks for being a member. My husband applied to a program to assist fix our home. I do not have a good feeling about using them. In fact, I am feeling like avoiding them like the plague. Any insight? Interesting. This program... I think that you're right, that there's something about this program that is not entirely above board. I think you're right. I think you should read the fine line. I think your husband may not want to listen to you, but I think this may be a case of if it's too good to be true, it is. So I would look at it very, 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 very carefully. I think you're right. Oh, Quinn Kilharius, Renata. I did a reading about this talk yesterday, and the same thing happened. A card flew to the floor. It was the tower reversed. That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So Gina, I really think that your bad feeling is for a reason. I think there's something about this program that isn't right. I think you're right. Lydia, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. What should I know about the future of my relationship? Lydia. I mean, I think you're both hurting right now. I think he really does care about you. I think he doesn't have the space to know how to handle so many things all at once. And that's the problem. And like, you need a guy who has space for you. And so it's an interesting question. Like, I think you need to stay really open. Because once he gets to where he needs to go, he could grow to the point that he could be a good guy for you. But if he doesn't grow, then he can't be your guy. And if you meet someone else in the meanwhile, while we're waiting for him to grow, that's going to be his loss. Sorry, but there it is. Baby cakes! Nice to see you. I need to go to my home country in July. I was thinking to expand the trip into a couple more countries. I didn't buy my tickets yet, but I'm wondering if it's a good idea for me to do so. I love this. All right. Should you do this trip, baby cakes? I think in theory, yes, but it's like it's all about the timing and it's all about the where. Some places are better to go than others right now. So I think there's a lot of factors to take into consideration. So in theory, yes, but this is not, like the cards aren't saying, yeah, go wherever the heck you want in July. I think there are limitations financially, there are limitations politically, there are limitations in terms of safety. I think there are limitations, so be careful. Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. I am so sorry you have such sad news for us. I remember asking about my sister a few months ago, and I'm so sad to report my little sister, my only sibling, passed away on Monday. We are so sorry, Teresa. I am so sorry that this has happened as a community. And of course, I know you from before in person in the Poconos from our tarot community there. You know, we're really holding you in love and in healing. Okay. Karen, tea leaf reading is one of the few methods of divination you haven't developed yet, right? Yeah, you know, I love tea and I love loose tea, so you'd think I would love tea leaf reading, but every time I think about learning it, what I think about is, good Lord, I don't want to do that many dishes. Findley. The puppy's name is Findley. What a great name. All right, the next question that I'm seeing is Mixue or Michelle in Canada. Thanks for being here. What should I know about the tarot night Christina just proposed I do for her bar? Will it work out well? Money's tight, hoping it becomes a regular thing. You know, I was just going to reach out to you and suggest that you do such a thing. I mean, one thing that's true, if you have any kind of a personality at all, and I know you do, and you have any skill with the cards, and I'm speaking to you, Michelle, but to any of us, you know, if you happen to be broke, there's always money to be made by going out and hustling some cards. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean it in a good way. So how will Tarot Night at the Bar go? I think you really have to promote it. It's about promoting it and about how much you want to hustle. Keep your expectations low. But I think it is worth doing. I think it's worth doing, but keep your expectations low. All right. Gina, shady is what you get. Yeah, it feels shady to me too. Mediha Ness. Oh, you know I love this question. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. What should I know about the future of my tarot practice? That you are such a wise and compassionate person, you could establish a professional practice if you wanted. You could use it just for yourself, but you could take it to the highest levels. This is a very real and very strong thing for you wherever you want to take it. Baby cakes. I never do this, but let's do it. Iceland, Spain, maybe Portugal. Iceland, yes. Spain, maybe. Portugal, yes. All right, next question, Jackie Masters. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. We really appreciate you. What do I need to know about my finances, love life, and career? Let's take a look. All right. Finances, you've got a lot of emotion attached to it. And I think you need to think about, like, the way you think about money and finances may be very emotional, and you may have feelings and beliefs attached to it that don't help. So you might want to work with that and revise that, perhaps. Work on that. Love life. I feel like you're shy and maybe shyer than you need to be. I think you could kind of open up and welcome something new. And career. See, you don't believe in yourself. I feel like there are, like, you could just flip the mindset switch just a little bit and open up to all of these things. And it's been hard for you because you've had limited expectations because you did not want disappointment. That's what I think. And I think it's time to open up the expectations because why the heck not? Jenny, what can I expect from my exam next month? I haven't been able to properly study. I just get so anxious. I'm going to the doctor tomorrow to get medication, so hopefully things will improve, but I don't know if it's too late and I'll fail anyway. Right, and that's your depression talking. It's too late. I'll fail anyway. We've all had that voice in our head, and it's hard. I'm so sorry. But I'm glad you're seeing the doctor, and it really doesn't matter because fail or don't fail, you're still going to have the experience of the exam. You're going to be able to take the exam again if you fail. So it's great practice, so it doesn't matter. So just go in and either you get the practice or you pass it one way or the other and just do it. And one way or the other, it's going to take you where you want to go. So don't freak out. It doesn't matter if you have to take it more than once. All it is time and money. All right, my friends, from my perspective, I feel like I have, from my perspective, I feel like I've gotten to everyone. If I've accidentally skipped you, I'm so sorry, or if you haven't asked yet, it is last call for readings, y'all. I want to remind you all, we have class tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, how the cards work together. We're going to have so much fun. Please join us wherever you are in your tarot journey. This is going to be a fast-paced and interesting class. Kanchan Verma, you are late, but you got in under the wire, so here we go. Message from your ancestors. They see how hard you're working, and they worry that you feel like you're working hard and it's not getting you anywhere. Don't think that way. You are working hard. It will get you where you want to go. All right, my friends, I hope to see you for class tonight. And remember, I am available for readings. Just reach out to book. And of course, the link to subscribe to the newsletter and read the newsletter right in the description. My friends, I really appreciate you. Thanks so much.